G'day, Michael here. I've got a couple of videos in the pipeline, but they will take too much editing for what I have time for today. And what I will be covering is changing the cutter blades in a jointer and also aligning the outfeed table, etc., and understanding how that all ticks so as to get a good cut. And I've also got a video that I'll put together, excuse my puffing, that covers honing the solid cutters. Like these cutters are disposable tip. The ones in my thicknesser are more traditional solid cutters, which you grind and hone and so forth. So there's two different approaches to the cutters, and these ones are pretty much good to go off the shelf. The other ones you have to give a bit of personal attention to make them work properly. All right, now this video is about using the power feed unit with the jointer. Now, in my other videos, well, the one that I show the sharpening, and also one of my older videos, I do show the relationship of this outfeed table to the cutter and how it works. So if you need more information about how that ticks, you can look at that video. But for the moment, just understand that the relationship between the outfeed table and the cutter is the vital, important detail here. Now, with that in mind, of course, we need the power feed unit to be on the outfeed table. We want no pressure on the infeed table. That's of no relevance. That's just sort of a run-up ramp to help us get started. Okay, now if my favourite way generally is to put the concave side down, unless I have to use take a hump off somehow, in which case I would focus manually on that and I couldn't have the power feed unit so much. Although there's a few tricks here. If I don't want to start cutting here at this table, I can lift the piece of timber onto there and let the power feed unit take it away. So that brings me to the next point. This first wheel has to be a little bit back from that front edge of the outfeed table. Hopefully you can see that. It's a bit low light here, but in any case, the edge of the outfeed table is about there. I don't know whether you can see that. Now with that being here, if you've got that little, probably 10 millimeters or whatever that margin is, half an inch, that sort of number, it's not a fine amount, but enough so you can get started and be sure that you're happy with the way it's starting. Once you're happy with the way it's starting, you just push it in and let the power feed unit take the work away from you. Now, the power feed unit has a couple of functions. One, obviously, it's doing the work of pulling the material through. And with that, there's a couple of benefits. One benefit is it's going to be very consistent. By doing it by hand, you get sort of stops and starts, and so you get the changes in like the arc of the cut, whereas that keeps a consistency, which is really hard to beat. Okay. The other thing is, because your hands don't need to be near the cutter, it's really ramped up the safety. And it's provided a kind of a guard anyway, because you basically are shielded from the cutter by the power feed unit significantly. So it's replaced the purpose of a guard to a large extent. And as you can see, I've got no other guards here, other than the fence at the back there, which is limiting the amount of width that I have exposed. On the back side of the fence, I've got, let me just grab the camera. On the back side of the fence, I've got a bit of a cover protecting, the cutter from things like cables and things dropping in. Okay, so I'll put you back on the tripod. That wasn't too shaky. All right. Let's get a bit of perspective, a little bit closer. All right. So now you can see the infeed table quite well. So here's the infeed table at this line. So obviously when I get started, I've got a chance to land here before the feeder roller takes the part. Now to show you how good the result is, just put you back again. These are ones I've done earlier. I don't know if you can see that, but they are flat and they are straight. So much so that if I put two of them together, which is exactly what I have to do, the amount of imperfection is very slight. How can I say? I'll probably run that through again because I'm not quite happy with it. I might do that next. But put it this way, if you were to do this by hand, the chances of getting any of them fitting like this does is very slim. Now there's a small, tiniest of gaps there, which just my thumb is enough to close up. It's quite amazing. So it's obviously very, very close. So the quality of the cut is extremely high, much better than I could get feeding it by hand. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started with this thing. Where are that's compared to another part. Beautiful finish. I like this. Well, feel free to like, share, subscribe, ask a question, leave a comment. Bye for now.